Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Goober Philosophy. If you've been listening this long, more power to you. I'm your host, the Goober Philosopher, and today we're going to get into a topic that's near and dear to my heart and probably to yours. And the question is, why are family and friends everything in your life? And I wrote out some stuff, so I'll get into it, but just from the front, I'm going to just off the top of my head say why I think family and friends are everything. Um, for one, if you have a child, that's what you leave behind. If you have friends, that's who you become. And if you're blessed enough to still have your mom and dad, that's where you started. So these people who you call family and friends, they represent a lot of who you are. And we'll get into all that. So from the very beginning, um, the reason why family, friends, and even pets, I would count as family, are important is because they release a neurotransmitter called oxytocin. And this is a very important chemical that gets released in the brain when you're a baby because oxytocin is what bonds the child to the mom and vice versa, what bonds the child to the mom and the mom to the child, however you want to look at it. Basically, without it, we would not survive as children or as babies. So, family is so important to our survival when we just get started as a baby. I mean, literally, your parents were with you from the start. And without oxytocin, we would not survive as babies. And as adults, we still would not survive without oxytocin. Oxytocin is the reason we find friends and have groups of friends. And without this neurotransmitter, we'd be like lone wolves. Groups of people, networks are important. So without oxytocin that you develop at a young age with your family, you're not really developing correctly. That's just like right off the bat some neuroscience for you. Now, it's not all about neuroscience. Family is very important even without oxytocin. From a personal history perspective, your family has seen your life at the longest interval of anyone's time. Your parents literally were with you from the beginning. They're the reason why you exist. Even if you have come a long way from where you began, you need to respect your parents and the household you come from. Where you grew up is your foundation, and where you grew up is also where your proverbial roots started to grow. So, just because just because you grew up somewhere doesn't mean that's what your family currently has to be like. But you need to just remember that, family, that's the starting point, and then friends are basically like an extension of your family. They're like ideally what you would prefer your family to be. And choose your friends wisely because without friends, with the friends you surround yourself with, that's who you're going to become. So if you want to know what your future is going to look like, just look at what your friends currently are doing, and that's probably what you're going to get into eventually. It's so important that you surround yourself with the right group of friends because it will define you as a person. And it's important to do that, right? It's important to find groups of people. That's how you become successful if you have the right group around you. So those are some key points to why family is so important. The last thing I will say that the reason why family is important and it's everything is because when you're gone, a part of you live on through the people you call family and friends. Take a look at your best friend, and I would be willing to bet you almost speak exactly the same way. Your best friend is like basically your brother, like you guys just think so much alike, and there's like a mirroring effect that happens with people. When you spend enough time with people, you basically mirror the same behaviors and you become that person. And then your child is what you leave behind. And you're what your parents leave behind at the same time. So it's like this generation of values and just like things that make you who you are. And that's why family and friends are everything. I mean, without them, you wouldn't exist. So I really thought this video would go a lot longer than 5 minutes, but there we go. It's all said and done, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a good night. Goodbye.